Hey folks, Dave Parrish here at Knack Builders, doing another topic for you. I do custom Knack building for clients and training and just help in a variety of ways. If you could subscribe to the site, I'd appreciate it. And as for today's topic, I'm going to talk about e-commerce. Knack has the ability for you to take payments for invoices, donations, whatever. And it's actually really pretty simple. So I'm going to go through that and I'll be right back. Thanks. Okay, I'm back and get ready to learn e-commerce. First of all, Knack has an article. I'll put the link here, or just Google Knack database e-commerce. And it goes in a fair amount of detail, even with some videos of how to set up. So that can be useful too, in addition to this video. And let me jump into it. Let me get out of this. Knack has a template for customer portal, payment portal. And I'm using that as the demo. It's really basic, but the e-commerce stuff is pretty simple. When I first got into, I was hesitant to get into it because I thought it would take a bunch of learning to do, and it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So the first thing you got to do is when you have an app, go to the app's actual settings, go to e-commerce, and then you're going to enable it. And then it's going to ask you for a processor. And you can do Stripe or PayPal. I've actually never used PayPal. And I believe I read something or someone from Knack said it's actually a little more involved to set up and the user experience is a little more involved. Stripe's the best one. You're going to pick that. You have to have a Stripe account. And just go to Stripe's website and set one up. They're the main internet payment processor out there. And once you have it, it's going to give you this information, which you can't proceed with using e-commerce, even when testing it, without having this set up. So go ahead and do that and add the payment processor, and then it'll be ready for it. So now let's go. And once you do that, by the way, it's going to create these things. The payments, which would be a log of all the payments. And then if someone saves their payment method, they'll have, I'll show you later, they have the option to do that. It'll be reside in here. It's all secure, and none of that is really a concern. So let's go here. Now, to do this, it's usually driven off in an invoice, unless it's like a donation or something. There could be multiple or a number of different use cases. So you'll have to know how to do invoices. They do a very basic invoice here. But let's see the navigation here. They log in, the user, this is a client portal, they can review their invoices. So here's going to be a list of invoices. And they can drive down further and see that invoice. And here's an invoice with the various, what they bought and the totals. And then down here, they made a payment button. So, you're going to do a button, a menu item, and you can call it whatever you want, make a payment. When you go here, now they already have this here, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So this was a blank page, and they added a payment. So you do that, add elements, down at the bottom, add payment. Now you can also give the user the option to, if they saved a payment method, that they can manage that here, but we're not going to do that in this case. So I'm going to do a fake one here, then we're going to go back to the original one. Add a payment. What do we want to pay? We want invoices paid. Then it's going to give you any number fields that can be used as the number that the amount that's going to be paid. In this case, let's use grand total. And we're going to use Stripe as the pass. If you had multiple ones, you could choose, but we're going to do this. And then test mode, we're going to put that in. That allows us to test it. I'll get into that a little bit. But so we add it. You have the option that whenever they pay, they always have to enter a credit card. Or whenever they pay, it automatically saves the method that they use. Or you can give them the option to do it. Let's go here. We're going to add it. So now we have it. And the settings up top, this is what we just chose in that previous one. Summary is going to be, this is what we're going to charge, the grand total. Again, I'm not making, I'll show you up here. Payment details, this is just adds this title and stuff here. Instructions if you want. If you want an email to go out when it's processed to whoever, this works like any other Knack emails. And then rules. Let's see what they did up here. I'm gonna get rid of this because I'm just showing you how it was made. Delete the view. Let's go to the actual one that they have made. So let's look at rules. Submit, it's just going to show a message, just typical submit rule. And then record rules. Note this, when it is successfully processed, you can do a number of things, but usually you're always going to do this. You're going to make that invoice status now as paid. So that works out well. And then you can add other information up here in the details. The stuff you want them to see right here. So however it works out for you. So when they're making the payment, since there may not be visible the actual invoice, you can sum it up here. And that's how it works. This is the first time I did it, it worked right out of the box. Now, let's do one. And I'm going to point out something else here. Note when you are in test mode, I'm going to show you this. This is Stripe. Just Google Stripe test mode or Stripe test numbers. It gives you a bunch of fake credit card numbers that you can use in here. And you can choose what you want. I always usually use this one. Let's just copy it. And this is a fake number. The code on the back of the card, you can put in any three, and the date can be any future date. That makes it easy. So I'm going to go back to my customer portal. And let's make a payment. Pay this. I'm going to put in the number. Let's make this 12/28. Or expiration 12/22. And we'll put in 1, 2, 3 as the code. This is the option. They must have set this up where they have the option to save their payment method. It says it's in test mode. Oh, I know what's going on here. Don't worry about it. Next, when we set this up, that would have processed, so just don't worry about it. This is a Knack template. So they put something in here, and they obviously, for a template, aren't putting in real Stripe stuff. They're just telling you, here's where this stuff goes. So that would have ran. Now, a couple other things about payments with Knack. It's great for doing one-off things like, again, pay an invoice, make a donation. It doesn't do reoccurring subscription payments. Like if you built an app and you want someone to pay $19.99 a month to have access to it. The way they have it set up with Stripe, it won't do that. Now, I do understand through using Integromat in some scenarios, it can get around that, and you can do that. If you want more details on that, I'd suggest going to Knack's community forums and posting it there, posting that question there. And I know there's some other builders who know how to get that done. And here's another thing that comes up. If you didn't want payments to happen through Knack. Let's say you have a back to the recurring payment. This is a way around it. Say you have a WordPress site and you're going to embed Knack stuff in it. That you want people to only get to the Knack stuff if they're payments, if they're paying, and through that WordPress you can use a plugin or a tool that will do monthly subscriptions. The thing is it's sort of like a payment gateway, a door that's either open or shut. You really wouldn't be able to do a freemium type thing where they can access certain things. Just as an example, this really doesn't apply here, but let's say this is content that you allow them to have for free, and if you drive down to see the details of something, they can only see that if it's been paid. You can do that in Knack. You can make a page rule that says, hey, if this person is not currently paid, hide this content and show a message that you need to renew your subscription. If you do that in WordPress, it's just going to be open and closed. You're not going to have those different levels where they can access some and they can't access some. But that's it. Don't be hesitant to try out. Let's go to Knack. To play around with this, let's go to their templates, and down here, e-commerce. You just put one of these in your account, and you can see how it's set up. That's all I have for today. Hope that was helpful. Thanks.